Good morning. Good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for the next 3 days. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the 24th, 25th and 26th of May 2024. So while you're coming on over, I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons for May, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. So I am here to pull some cards. So I'm going to be using these oracle cards that I illustrated and created a few years ago. We've got 2 decks combined, which is the Speed of Light oracle cards, and here are my Animal Kingdom oracle cards. So they've been combined to make a 110 card deck, which I'll be using to find the best cards that the majority of us need for Friday, Saturday and Sunday. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason. And I trust that whatever that reason is will reveal itself to you, because it's your business and it's for you personally. So whether that's just one word that you need to hear, or a feeling, or a few things that stand out for you, then be open to receiving what you need. I recommend that you take on board what feels right and what resonates and what fits into your life easily, and let the rest go. And let's see what happens. I will be lighting the candle at some point during our connection today. So welcome. Let me know if you're watching. That would be awesome. And I'm going to get started now. So I'm looking for the best card for Friday the 24th of May. I just flipped over a card. So I'm shuffling my cards and I'm asking, usually I do this in my head, but I'm asking out loud in this particular instance, what's the best card that the majority of us need right now? Zena, welcome. And Rebecca's here from the UK. Fantastic. Okay, so the best card the majority of us need for Friday, the 24th of May, is this. It's a Speed of Light oracle. Excellent. We do have some viewers. Hi, Alicia and Sam. And our card for Friday is the Raven. Renee, good morning. It's Shadow. It's the Shadow card, card 36. And it says shape-shifting, hidden, release, and Raven. Funny, actually. I drew a Raven yesterday. So that's funny. But this card is suggesting that there might be some heaviness that some of us are feeling. And there could be a lot of heaviness that some of us are feeling. If we don't, beat around the bush or pretend that we're better than we are, there might be some quite serious shadows hovering around, and quite serious darkness that some of us are dealing with. Some of us aren't. Some of us are just dealing with the sort of usual stuff that comes up. Well, not the same stuff, hopefully, but the usual way of dealing with things more regularly. But if things have been ignored for a long time, for months or weeks or months or years or decades, then the longer we've been ignoring things, the louder it's going to be at this time of darkness and shadow. So there is quite a confronting energy around for some, especially those who have been ignoring the issues for a while, or ignoring the truth of things for a while, for whatever reason. So this card highlights that shadowy, darker energy that feels like it's heavy and it's hovering and it's full of fear. So it probably feels like we're really scared of something. We might be petrified. We might be really fearful in some sort of avenue or part of our life or ourselves at this time. But this card, although it highlights that shadow energy, this card highlights the shift in that and the breakthrough. This is a shape-shifting card. It's moving from one state to another. So if you've been feeling heavy and scared in the shadows, and you're coming to terms with things that have been happening and realizing the truth of situations perhaps that you've been dealing with for some time, then it's confronting. And what the opportunity is, perhaps in the revelation of things, is that the opportunity to turn that darkness into light. So this is the shifting of night to day. It's the shifting out of fear and into love. It's shifting from the difficulties of the challenge in starting to see the opportunities within the difficulties that we may be going through. And this can appear as a breakthrough. This card often comes up as a breakthrough, but for some it's not really a breakthrough. It might be more of a gradual thing, a gradual change in our way of thinking, a gradual change in our attitude, or even our own behaviour and approach to things. You know, we can be approaching things in quite a way that holds the darkness and the shadows in play. So let's make sure we're not approaching, or our attitude or our behaviour or the way we're thinking, a way we're dealing with something is not keeping it there. So something perhaps to be aware of. So something wants to shift, and it could be something hidden that's being revealed, but there is great light in this card too. So let's let things move. Let's let those dark, fearful energies within us change into something perhaps more hopeful or more positive or more life-affirming, more purposeful, to give us a bit of drive and direction, a place we don't want to go back to. So if we know what we don't want, then we're like halfway there to knowing what we do want. So sometimes I find what I don't want, even though it might be unclear in regards to what I do want from that, what I do want and what I don't want might be louder. Sometimes I find it a great way to propel me towards what I do want and figuring that out for myself. So maybe something there supports you. Good morning. Hi, everybody. We've got Alicia's here. Silvana likes my top. This is actually a dress with a big guitar on it. It's actually quite fun. I love it. Hi, Matthew. Good morning, Sam. Sam L and Sam B. Welcome. So I'm now looking for the best card that the majority of us need for Saturday, the 25th of May. So the best card for Saturday is this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, and it's this. It's the Giraffe, card 33, and it says, look at things differently. So on Saturday, or around Saturday, it could still be around this time, around Friday. Is it Friday? Yes, it is Friday here. I didn't say, did I? Friday, it's 8:16 a.m. here. So this is in effect at this time, but most loudly potentially on Saturday. And this is about a new perspective and seeing things in a new way, seeing things from a new view, seeing things in a new light. And this is wise really for pretty much any situation, even situations that are working, but especially situations that aren't. And this is, you know, I think, you know, what I was talking about with the Shapeshifter card, the moving out of fear and into love, the shifting the challenge and the difficulty into an opportunity. All this shift, like the total shift in this, the total turn, the rotation of something that's been difficult into something positive, this requires a shift. So I talked already about a shift in our approach, our attitude, our behaviour. Our perspective is also coming up now with the Giraffe. So look at things differently encourages us to step back, perhaps look at the bigger picture, look at how we are actually seeing something. Are we seeing it? Are we contributing to the fear, for one? because that's something I certainly don't want to discover. That if I'm feeling scared about something and I step back and look at it from a bigger perspective, and then I see that I'm actually contributing to this fear or contributing to the challenge that I'm actually feeling and rejecting, but I'm adding to it, then that's a huge thing to confront, because I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to be holding myself stuck and stagnant and scared or whatever I might be feeling or experiencing. I don't want to be holding myself in that when another part of me wants to be free of it. So I need to make sure that I'm not playing any part at all, especially mentally or behaviorally, in keeping that I don't want in my life in play. So a shift in viewpoint, from stepping back and seeing the bigger picture, looking at the problem from all sorts of angles, can be really super helpful, which is, I guess, another thing when I talked about noticing what we don't want can actually help us understand more or discover more about what we do want. So that's another shift in perspective. We're looking at, okay, this situation is showing me that I don't want to be in a relationship like this, for example, or I don't want to be in a workplace like this. I don't want to be treated like this. That's valuable information, because that valuable information, knowing the type of person we don't want to be as well, I don't want to be a mother like that. That can propel us to be a better person, really, moving forward. So what requires another viewpoint? What can you look at from another angle, a problem that you're dealing with at this time or trying to deal with? Can you look at it from another perspective? Can you imagine what it might be like in this other person's shoes in your life and how they might be seeing the situation? Because all these things can help give us more information, and more information is valuable because it helps us know then what we can do. What can we do to get out of this? What can we do to free ourselves? So what might be helpful for you to see from another viewpoint, another perspective? We have to drop our own restrictions that we're putting onto things as well to be able to do that. We have to drop the stubbornness and drop our, what would you say, the restrictions that we're putting up in situations in our life. Okay, well, I'm going to pull the card for Sunday, the 26th of May. I don't know what it is, obviously, but I do feel that I'm going to pull a candle, light the candle around this. So I feel like something's coming up. So Sunday, the 26th of May, the best card. Yes, exactly, Tamara. Seeing from someone else's point of view. And of course we don't know exactly what their point of view is. We're not mind readers, but we can certainly imagine what it might be like for them. That can help us see things from, it gives us information, and information is valuable. So the best card for Sunday, the 26th of May, for the majority of us is this. It's the Speed of Light Oracle, and we have the Scattered card. Card 13. It says overwhelm, confusion, concentrate, and plan. I actually really like this card. It's unsettling. So it brings an unsettled energy. It shifts up the things that we're comfortable with, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I find it brings a creative surge. It brings unruly energy. It can have us feel unsettled, and that's not comfortable. But what is good about this, especially if we're flowing with it and we're moving with it and we're not holding ourselves in the chaos of the storm, let's say, we can actually ride this into something new, because this symbolizes, I find this energy symbolizes something new that wants to come into our life. So when something new wants to come in, it disrupts the old, it disrupts the traditions in some way, or the foundations that we may have built our life or our relationships upon. And if things are already questionable, which they may be based on the other cards that are coming up, then it's not surprising that this card is also showing up, showing that as we look at things from a new perspective, as we break down the shadows and the darkness that we may be feeling, and we look at solutions, we become more solution orientated instead of problem focused. I mean, I think it's good to focus on the problem if we're also looking at how can we swing that into a solution? Some people focus on the problem and they just wallow and hang around in it and just roll around in the mud of the problem, not being solution orientated. It seems like in some ways that maybe people are not aware of how to get out of it. And some people seem to get attention from rolling around in the mud and in the difficulties and in the problem. So what's your problem? Are you in a solution perspective with this problem? Are you trying to find new angles, new ways, information, ways to move out of that problem? Or is there some part of you that's wanting to keep yourself in the problem because he or she did this to me and I'm victim to their whatever happened? So that kind of attitude will keep us in the problem and we won't move out of it. It's difficult to move out of it when when we have an attitude like that keeps us in the problem. So if you've got a problem, if you've seriously got a problem at this time that you're struggling with, a dark shadow energy that's hovering and has a lot of fear perhaps connected to it, then maybe these are really strong messages for you, that it's perhaps time to look at shifting this and look at moving on, look at moving past what happened, looking at things from this situation, this problem from a new perspective so you can understand a bit more of the bigger picture. And that there's new energy that's especially around for Sunday is wanting to bring new energy into our life, and it shifts up the things that we're comfortable with. This takes us out of our comfort zone, which I find really exciting because it's out there, out of my comfort zone, where I can create some new things and I can dream new dreams and I can test myself and see if I really am the person that I think that I am or feel that I am. So this brings a surge of creativity. Now, it doesn't mean that feeling unsettled and uncertain and scattered is easy, because it's not. So to help us deal with these energies and deal with things like overwhelm, deal with things like change and the rug being pulled out from under us that some of us may be dealing with, we're being encouraged to just do what we can to get through our day, to create a doable, simple plan to just get through the day today, to not overbook ourselves or overwhelm ourselves with more and more and more things stacked on top of our day to add more pressure to ourselves. There's a sense of, let's release the added pressure that we tend to add and let things unfold, create a doable plan, concentrate on the simple things that we're doing, not necessarily simple, but concentrate on the things, hopefully one thing that we're doing at a time. So that's the scattered card for Sunday. But let's light the candle now. So I've got this lovely candle that a friend, a very special lady, made for me, who might be watching. So thank you very much to Kay, who made this candle. She knows who she is. I'm going to light this candle, and I'm going to light this candle as a symbol of light. So this feels like, and my intention is to create a symbol of light in the darkness. So this is especially for those of you who are feeling hopeless, lost, scared, in a dark, shadowy place. Those of you who are so engrossed by the problem that you're not seeing the forest for the trees. This is the light, the symbol of light. It's a symbol of hope. Hope for you. So take a nice big breath, and we will light this. So nice big breath as we focus on this symbol of hope. So this represents the light that's available to us. In other words, this represents the love that's available to us. It represents the solution that's available for us to figure out. We can figure it out. In fact, that's part of the excitement I find personally of dealing with a problem. Is yes, the problem's uncomfortable, so I use that problem to help me find a solution. And it's a challenge, but it's a fun challenge. No, not necessarily fun, but it's a challenge that I like to try and get through, to get to that space of light and get to that space of balance, and then come out the other side and go, oh, okay, that worked. It might have been hard, but it worked. So this is the hope, the light. You will get through what you need to get through. So drop your limiting attitude, drop your victimhood and blaming other things and other people for your problems. You might have all the reason to do that, but it's not serving you, it's not helping you get out of the problem. So when we drop all that stuff, drop all the stuff that's keeping the framework of darkness and problem in place, let it go and let yourself move towards hope and move towards light and move towards your freedom, your balance and a solution. So I'm going to keep this candle going till the video is done. So thank you so much. I am done pulling cards for the next 3 days, so I'm going to pull a theme card in a minute. But before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you're watching on Facebook, please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would like to connect more privately, then please send us a message through our website or through email, in other words. So what have we got happening? So I've got healing events for the next 3 days. So I look forward to connecting with my Pillar of Light members for our monthly healing event, a healing journey. That's actually coming up soon in an hour and a half. So I'll be connecting with you guys in our private Facebook group then. I look forward to it. So thank you to all of our Pillar of Light members. Also for the next 2 days, so tomorrow in about 24 hours from now, and then in about 48 hours from now, I have my 2 Patreon healing events for May as well. Now they're going to be live on YouTube. So if you haven't followed or subscribed to Temple of Balance on YouTube, then please do, because I do have some healing events coming up. So I look forward to connecting with you guys for those who are joining me. Also, my next card reading club is coming up on the 13th of June, and my next online art class is on the 14th of June. So I'll talk about those a little bit more later, but you can learn more about those and my cards and everything that I do at Temple of Balance on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. And if you're in Tasmania, I will be at the Campbelltown show next Friday and Saturday. That's the 31st of May and the 1st of June. And we'll be having, my little craft group is having a stall in the exhibition hall. And I'll be there pretty much all week, all Friday, Saturday. And on the Saturday, I am doing a demonstration, a clay demonstration somewhere and sometime. Who knows where or when. But I suppose we'll get a schedule for that soon. So if you're in Tasmania and coming to the Campbelltown show, please stop in and say hello. So I'm looking now for the best card for our theme. This feels important, this theme card, because the energies that and the cards that have come up have been very much adding to the first card and the first energy. So they've been... in other words, it probably means that Friday, Saturday and Sunday might not be seen as isolated in this reading sense, that they are connected. So it's almost like they expand from each other, the days. So as we shift out of our problems, our difficulties, and as we let things soften, as we break down that scaffolding that we have that keeps it all, the problem in place, and we're not... And we start looking at this from a different perspective, and we let the new come in and whip things up, and we move out of our comfort zone. It all feels like it expands off the day before or the energy before. So it's all connected, which it always is anyway. But I just feel like the theme card will sort of bring the overarching, like a rainbow on top of this expanding energy that is expanding out. And it may feel like like a bomb's gone off and the clouds kind of going out and going out. That's how it may feel before we start seeing the light or the hope. That's normal. So the theme card will help bring all of these days together and help us see the bigger picture for the 24th, 25th and the 26th of May 2024. So the best card for our theme is... Welcome everybody. So good to see you. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card. And it's this. It's the fox. Okay, so this is highly motivating, this fox card 8. And it says to find a way. I love this card. It says to find a way to carve this new path out for ourselves. So what are you carving out for yourself? Are you carving towards some new dream or some new goal or some new part of your life that wants to open up? Or are you aligned with what I've already been talking about? And are you trying to, perhaps there's a part of you that wants to get out of this problem. It wants to get out of this challenge or this difficulty. But there's this other part that's been keeping you in there as well at the same time, potentially. So this fox is motivating. It's like, okay, we need to find a way to carve out this path for ourselves now. No one else is going to do it for us. And that's pretty much a fact. It's up to us to drop our insecurities, to drop that fear, to build our courage, and to find a way to carve our way through the jungle, through the mess of things, through the complication of things, and sort things out, get a new perspective, get out of the problem and turn our focus more towards a solution, or more towards our freedom, more towards our balance, more towards something better, perhaps. So this is a return to our mental strength, really, because it does feel like, even though it's quite physical in its, let's carve this path out for ourselves, let's cut our way through the jungle and just make a path. And we can't find a path, we can't find a way out. Let's make one. Let's find one. Let's just get started somewhere and get the sword out or whatever, or the knife out, and cut through this jungle, cut through the complexities and this feeling of things constricting and coming in and suffocating us. We need to get out. So this is a way to get into a mindset of moving out of this difficulty, whatever it represents for you. So it's physical, but it's very much mental too, that we need to get focused on this. We need to move our focus towards the light, towards the hope, towards the solution, depending on how this fits for you in your life. So very exciting and motivating card. So thanks so much for connecting. Have a great weekend, and I might see you in an hour and a half in our Pillar of Light membership healing journey. I look forward to it. So let's blow out the candle, and I'll connect with you again for a reading on Monday. Thank you very much.